Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the key elements of a suspense story from the first chapter of a thriller. First, I'm going to read the first chapter and mention the book's main information. After that, I will show you the elements. The book I chose is called The Guest List and is written by Lucy Foley. The publisher is Harper Collins William Morrow. Um, the story takes place on a remote island off the coast of Ireland, where a big wedding is being planned. Um, Everything seems normal until someone is killed during the party. Now I'm going to read the first chapter. The wedding night. The lights go out. In an instant, everything is in darkness. The band stop their playing. Inside the marquee, the wedding guests squeal and clutch at one another. The light from the candles on the tables only adds to the confusion, sends shadows racing up the canvas walls. It's impossible to see where anyone is or hear what anyone is saying. Above the guests' voices, the wind rises in a frenzy. Outside, the storm is raging. It shrieks around them, it batters the marquee. At each assault, the whole structure seems to flex and shudder with a loud groaning of metal. The guests cower in alarm. The doors have come free from their ties and flap at the entrance. The flames of the paraffin torches that illuminate the doorway snicker. It feels personal, the storm. It feels as though it has saved all its fury for them. This isn't the first time the electors have shorted, but last time the lights snapped back on again within minutes. The guests return to their dancing, their drinking, their pill popping, their screwing, their eating, their laughing, and forgot it ever happened. How long has it been now? In the dark, it's difficult to tell. A few minutes, 15, 20. They're beginning to feel afraid. This darkness feels somehow ominous intent, as though anything could be happening beneath its cover. Finally, the bulbs flicker back on. Whoops and cheers from the guests. They're embarrassed now about how the lights find them. Crouched as though ready to fend off an attack. They laugh it off. They almost manage to convince themselves that they weren't frightened. The scene illuminated in the marquee's three adjoining tents should be one of celebrating, but it looks more like one of devastation. In the main dining section, clouds of wine spatter the laminate floor. A crimson stain spreads across a white linen. Bottles of champagne cluster on every surface, testament to an evening of toast and celebration. A forlorn pair of silver sandals peeks from beneath a tablecloth. The Irish band began to play again in the dance tent, a rousing ditty to restore the spirit of celebration. Many of the guests hurry in that direction, eager for some light relief. If you were to look closely at where they step, you might see the marks where one barefoot guest has trodden in broken glass and left bloody footprints across the laminate, drying to a rusty stain. No one notices. Other guests drift and gather in the corners of the main tent, nebulous as leftover cigarette smoke, loath to stay, but also loath to step outside the sanctuary of the marquee while the storm still rages. And no one can leave the island. Not yet. The boat can't come until the wind dies down. In the center of everything stands a huge cake. It appeared whole and perfect before them for most of the day. Its strain of sugar foliage glittering beneath the lights. But only minutes before the lights went out, the guests gathered around to watch its ceremonial disemboweling. Now the deep red sponge gapes from within. Then from outside comes a new sound. You might almost mistake it for the wind, but it rises in pitch and volume until it is unmistakable. The guests freeze. They stare at one another. They are suddenly afraid again, more so than they were when the lights went out. They all know what they are hearing. It's a scream of terror. The key elements that I found in this chapter are in medias res, foreshadowing, raising questions, unpredictability, and cliffhanger. Now I will explain them to you. In medias res, because the chapter starts in the middle of the action when the lights go out during the wedding party. Foreshadowing, because there are constant hints that something bad is coming, like as though anything could happen beneath its cover. Then raising question, because the reader keeps asking themselves questions like, what will happen now the lights are out, or what does that final scream mean? Next, I found unpredictability in it. At first, it seems like only a power cut, but but then there is a sudden scary scream at the end, and that's something you can't predict. Lastly, the element cliffhanger. Um, the chapter ends with it's a final scream of terror, and that's making you want to read on. I'm sure there are some more elements in it, but these are the most important. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and that from now on you will look for these elements in a thriller.